75. Look to the left, ladies and gentlemen, and please welcome our trainers this morning here at NAS Pensacola. Those are the Stearman biplanes, designed by Lloyd Stearman, and became very important players for the United States Navy and Marine Corps, as well as the United States Army Air Force. Over 10,000 Stearman trainers were built for both the Navy and the Army, plus thousands more in the form of spare parts. The U.S. Navy was the first service to show interest in the Stearman. They took delivery of their first one in 1934, almost 7 years before America entered World War II. Stearman was known by the U.S. Navy pilots as the Yellow Peril, and it was the primary trainer for almost all World War II Navy pilots. It had two different engine airframe combinations. One was a 220 horsepower Continental engine. The other was the 225 horsepower Lycoming. Had a cruising speed with each engine of about 100 miles an hour. A very simple airplane in terms of its systems. The Stearman had a fixed pitch propeller. The angle of the blade could not be changed. Very simple instruments inside. What the pilots then called needle, ball, and airspeed, to learn how to fly coordinated flight, controlling the stick and the rudder, to land, to take off. And as they say, flying is the second most wonderful experience known to mankind. What's number one? Landing. And our Air Boss, Wayne Boggs, says this airplane is a handful to fly. One of the reasons is because the landing gear is so close together compared to airplanes like the P-51 Mustang, much easier to handle on the ground. Flying it today, we got our buddies Kerry Harden from Starkville, Mississippi, and from Danville, California, Bill Austin. The lead aircraft that Kerry is flying, that's the N2S, and that's the Stearman. The designation of the trailing airplane flown by Bill Austin in the Army Air Force version, that's the PT-17. Now, there were 3 different designations of that airframe depending on the motor it had on it. If it had a Lycoming engine, it had a 225 horsepower Lycoming engine. They called it a PT-13. If it had a Continental engine at 220 horsepower, they called it the PT-17. And if it had a Jacobs engine on it, they called it the PT-18. In any respect, they called it the Stearman. It was also used by the Royal Canadian Air Force, and they called it the Cadet, K-A-Y-D-E-T. But it was the design of Lloyd Stearman, who then sold out to Boeing Aircraft and became the Stearman division of Boeing Aircraft. The Model 75 became the primary trainer with over 10,000 copies, as I mentioned, built. The span of the wings, just 32 feet 2 inches. And the Royal Canadian Air Force Cadet, that is a name that has stuck. After the war, when they became surplus aircraft, a number of them found their way into the agricultural spraying business. And then, in order to make them perform better as active sprayers, they hung a different engine on it. They put a Pratt & Whitney 9-cylinder radial engine on it that developed 450 horsepower, and it has continued to be, for many, many years, a favorite of airshow performers who want to take a biplane out and do some serious aerobatics. They're able to do it with the Stearman. At the beginning of World War II, flight training lasted 9 months. They had 3 months of primary, 3 months of basic training in an aircraft that was more complex, like the Vultee Valiant, the BT-13 as the Army Air Force called it, had a more significant instrumentation, had wing flaps, had a dual position propeller to get optimum angle of the blade for takeoff and climb, and also for cruise performance, but still a fixed landing gear. After basic training, which also lasted 3 months, pilots, if they didn't wash out in training, they continue on to the advanced trainer, and that would be the North American Texan, that the Navy called the SNJ, and the Army Air Corps called the AT-6, and we'll see one of those T-6s. Much heavier airplane, all metal, retractable landing gear, a continually variable pitch or angle of blade propeller, and also had significant instrumentation systems on it, so a pilot cadet could actually learn to fly without reference to the horizon and could fly, as they say, on instruments. But again, here come Carrie and Bill in these gorgeous World War II primary training.
Oh, is that right? Who is the new boss?
We're going to get another pass before they land, so this would be a great time to get a picture of the Stearmans. Those 3 months of primary, basic, and advanced training as the war went on was shortened to 10 weeks and then to 9 weeks each as more pilots were needed. The over 10,000 that were built, the records that I have indicate that there are still about 1,000 of them flying today. The wings were wood covered with fabric, and the fuselage had a tough welded steel framework, also fabric covered.
I had fun last year, day 1. I got here so I had to go way out there. I'm trying to find my car at night. I'm not familiar territory. So this year, just in case they didn't get us here, I'm running a little smarter. Yeah.
Carrie Harden and Bill Austin are members of the Stearman Flight, a nationwide organization dedicated to educating Stearman pilots in the procedures and techniques for safe formation flying.
Turned back around when he was busy talking to other people.
Daggone important. Formation flying is a challenge in any kind of airplane, but as you can see, Bill Austin has stayed in that echelon right formation of this two-ship element of Stearmans, staying right on the wing of lead pilot Carrie Harden. Now let's watch them as they pitch up for their break to land. 2, 3, 4, and then Bill Austin pitches out. This gives them some separation so they can land and trail. This same technique actually is used today as aircraft coming back to the ship at sea will come through in an echelon formation and pitch up one right after another, give them separation, and then they will be able to land at very, very short intervals on the deck of the aircraft carrier, sometimes landing one aircraft every less than 55 seconds or so when they're really doing good, maybe even as close as 45 seconds apart. This is called a wheel landing, putting all 3 wheels down at the same time. Right about now, as it slows down and the propeller is giving less and less prop wash over the rudder, it becomes significantly tougher to handle on the ground, and in crosswinds can be, as Wayne Boggs has said, a real handful. Just about to touch down on the other runway. It's Bill Austin. little crosswind, almost a little bit of a tailwind as he rolls out. The breeze has just picked up. So Bill's going to get on the brakes a little bit, come around the corner, and we'll get a chance to see them as they come by. Would you join me in a round of applause for Kerry Harden from Starkville, Mississippi, and Bill Austin from Danville, California in our Stearman Flight.